This is the New York Football Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. I'm Armand Mario, your starting safety for the Cover 2 defense, joined by free safety Antonio Coppola. And Antonio, we're here to tell these people one thing and one thing only, that we are the Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas of the airwaves. And we're going to get right into it. So tonight, we have the Miami Dolphins playing the New England Patriots in Foxborough. And you know, Miami, they're on a 2-game win streak under new coach Dan Campbell, and they just look like a whole new rejuvenated team. What are their hopes of, pulling out an underdog victory in New England?
Well, I think after New England's performance against the Jets last week, I mean, it was a hard-fought game, obviously division rivalry as it is tonight. I think the Jets gave the Patriots a good shot. Now, the Patriots are known for their preparation. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, the best in the business at coming up with game schemes and preparing for their opponents. This is obviously a game tonight on Thursday night, short rest. Miami has been playing well, like you said. A couple blowout wins, especially last week. I think they put up, 41 in the first half.
Yep.
Unbelievable performance by Tannehill and those guys. I think it's going to be a close game. I'd give Miami a shot. I think you have to give Miami a shot because just out of the way they've been playing, new head coach, I just think that you got to give them a shot. And the Patriots, they're vulnerable in that defense, that secondary. They can be exploited.
I don't know. Speaking as a Miami Dolphin fan, and Miami over the last 2 years, they've been up and down. Specifically in the beginning of the parts of the year, they've always been up. They've always been the top of the standings. In the last 4 weeks of the season, they just tank. And Miami's been known in the last couple of years to get some big wins by big point spreads. But whenever they have a win streak and they go into New England, Tom Brady gets the best of them, and Miami usually gets blown out. I mean, Miami beat Tom Brady last year, Week 1, in Miami. But playing at Foxborough is a whole nother animal. I think Ryan Tannehill is going to – first of all, the guy won AFC Player of the Week, and the guy is just a travesty. He's horrible. So he's going to look like the AFC Worst Player of the Week this week. Being a Dolphin
that's your
fan.
guy. You can't hate on your guy.
Bro, I don't think he's the answer for Dolphin Nation. All right, I'm sorry.
Didn't they just give him a contract?
They did, but Miami's never been known for making the best front office decisions.
Well, that was Mike Tannenbaum, your new GM, who was the GM of the Jets a few years back. He was the one that gave Mark Sanchez his big contract extension when he played like garbage. So there you go.
Yeah, bad execution by the front office equals bad results. And I just, Miami, they've been taking advantage of each opponent they've been playing. And this week, I feel like Tom Brady and New England's gonna move on to 7-0. But 9:30 a.m. Sunday, we have Detroit and Kansas City. Another game.
Another London?
Another London game.
All right.
Hopefully it's not Yahoo live stream.
Yeah, I like it better when they put it on TV.
Yeah, you couldn't even find that Bill Jaguar game on TV. It was horrible.
Yeah.
What do you like in this one? Two teams that have been very disappointing this year.
The Lions are trash, let's be honest. The Lions are trash.
They are.
Well, what else can you say? The Lions are trash.
They have no injury problems either. I don't even know why they're this record.
Jim Caldwell's lost control of that team. Matt Stafford has regressed. Calvin Johnson looks, I don't want to say past his prime, but he looks like he's lost half a step. And
I don't know.
They can't run the ball.
I can't blame Calvin Johnson. I got to blame Stafford.
They can't I was going to say Armand. They can't run the ball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Amir Abdullah shows promise, but he has a fumbling problem big time. And,
Drake Bell is injured.
Going over the Kansas City side, the loss of Jamal Charles is just, the words can't even describe how much of an impactful player he is for this team.
He was their whole offense, for sure.
And even when Jeremy Maclin was down the last I know he didn't play last week. I don't know if he played the week prior to that, but they just can't move the ball at all. So, but I like Kansas City in this one. They're pretty bad, too.
I like their defense. I don't think the Lions are going to move the ball in that Kansas City defense.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, too.
Yeah, all right. We'll take the Chiefs.
All right, so now we got Jameis Winston going up against Matt Ryan in Atlanta. Tampa Bay Bucks, Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons are at home. They roll.
Falcons are at home. It's a 7.5 spread. I don't know. I like Tampa Bay plus the points here. I think Tampa Bay is going to be in this one. Atlanta, out of all the teams with such a substantially, plus record, they're not that good. They really are not that good, Atlanta.
They got weapons on that offense. Matt Ryan and
they do, but their
the
defense,
way Freeman runs the ball, the defense has been shaky.
But look at Atlanta; they haven't played anyone that good yet.
That's true. But this team.
Obviously, this team's not that good either. But I don't know. I think Tampa Bay's gonna give them a good game, especially after that demoralizing huge lead they had against Washington last week.
And they blew it.
Blow a 24-point lead. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a good game. I think Atlanta's going to win, but Tampa Bay is going to be in it.
All right. Okay, so you're going to take the spread. You're
Plus
going to take the points. All right. I'll give
What
the
do you think
points.
about it?
I'm taking Atlanta. I just
You think they're going to cover spread?
Yeah,
7.5.
absolutely. It's Tampa Bay at home. Come on. I mean,
You mean Atlanta at home?
That's what I meant. Yeah,
You
I
said
meant
Tampa.
that. No,
Yeah,
I
I know what you meant.
They're hosting Tampa Bay at home. Give me
All
a
right.
break. It's the Falcons in the dome in Atlanta. There's no way they're going to lose. Matt Ryan and those guys, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman runs the ball really well, and I'm taking them. Next,
I mean, Atlanta's going to win. I'm just saying it's going to be a good game. You wouldn't expect it.
No, I think it could be a good game. It could be a blowout. I have faith in that Atlanta.
Jameis Winston actually plays better against the better teams in my eyes.
Okay.
From what I've seen the first couple weeks. I mean, he played good against who did he play good against? The Saints, he played pretty good against. I mean, he didn't play good against the Panthers. He threw 4 picks, but.
All right, next. Let's move on.
All right, moving on. We have 2 other teams who have been in the playoffs recent years. Don't look like they're heading back, especially Baltimore. Baltimore's 1-6. San Diego's coming to Baltimore to play him this week. San Diego's 2-5. You know, San Diego's just had a couple. First of all, San Diego should easily be 4-3. There's a couple games that they should have won, especially against Green Bay. I don't know if you remember that game a couple weeks ago.
I remember that game. They had a chance to win the game in the final drive.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely. And they shut down Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
They really did.
And then they kind of blew it last week. They were on a huge hangover from that game.
Yeah,
that you just
Oakland
mentioned.
just all over
Excuse
them.
me. At Lambeau, they had a chance to win the game. They shut down Aaron Rodgers, and then they host Oakland last week, and they get blown out.
But you know, Antonio, I think that's a good point because I think they're going to be on the other side of the scoreboard this week. I think they're going to destroy Baltimore. Baltimore's in all types of shambles. It's just, it's mind-blowing how this team is 1-6.
I know.
Baltimore, they're such a success story, especially since, the early 2000s. They're always in the playoffs. They're always finishing around 10-6, between 10-6 and 12-4. What is the reason for their horrible start?
I don't think you can put it on one thing. You can't point your finger at one thing. Obviously, Joe Flacco's not playing at the level he was playing on that Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm.
They lost some key players on the defense. I think this season was the first time, I think in 15 years, that Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis,
Ed Reed,
and Ed Reed, not one of those 3 players were starting for the Ravens this year on defense.
and then they got rid of Haloti Ngata.
Right,
He went to Detroit.
Haloti Ngata's gone. There's a void in that defense, and they've struggled. Let's be honest. Not only up on front, but
No, their
but in the
front's okay.
secondary.
It's their secondary.
The
You know,
secondary struggled.
they're the worst team against the pass this year in football.
Yep.
But we both like San Diego in this one.
San Diego's gonna take it.
This is a very interesting matchup. We're gonna shift our focus to the NFC North. Minnesota Vikings travel to Soldier Field to play the Chicago Bears. Now, this is going to be the type of game I feel like it's going to be like a 35-32 ball game. I know Minnesota has one of the more underrated defenses in the league, but Jay Cutler, the last couple weeks, he's been able to move the ball pretty well. And I just feel like Jay Cutler throughout his whole career, everyone, rips this guy. But I honestly think that he's the type of quarterback who doesn't get accredited enough for what he does. But, I mean, you could probably just rip me apart here about Jay Cutler.
I've never been a fan.
He throws a good ball, though.
He throws a good ball, but I don't think his heart and mentally in his mind, he's 100% into the game of football. He's a decent quarterback, yes, when you got guys around him. But let's be honest, the Bears are not a good team, and the Vikings are coming off a pretty big win last week, albeit it was against Detroit. But just the style they won, Teddy Bridgewater is showing that he can be a very competent quarterback in this league. And I just think that the Vikings are going to take this game. Again, the Bears are struggling all around. They've pretty much blown up that roster. They're rebuilding, and I just don't give them a shot to win in this one.
I don't know. I like Chicago in this one, but we'll see. Arizona travels to Cleveland to play the Browns. I think this will be an absolute blowout. I think the Browns are one of the worst teams in football, especially offense. I mean, McCown gets a lot of fantasy numbers, but I don't think they're good at all. And I think Arizona is going to win this game. Arizona is an elite defense, and they actually have a pretty spectacular offense, too. Not talked about enough. I like Arizona here. It's only a 4.5 spread. That's a horrible line.
I like Arizona, too, but you got to look at what happened on Monday night last week where they struggled to beat the Ravens. And we were just talking about how bad the Ravens are this year. The Browns aren't as bad as people think. I mean, they've given some team. They've got blown out by the Jets.
They played a good
week
game
one.
against Denver.
They've played good games, exactly. Offensively, they look good. They had a chance to beat Denver. They are 2-5 on the year, but I give them a chance in this game. You said the spread's 4.5.
Yeah, I think it's a horrible line.
I hate picking with the spread. I like to just go straight up. But I mean, I give the Browns a chance. I'll take Arizona just because they're more built. I mean, on both sides of the ball. Let's be honest, they've got weapons on both sides. The defense is playing great. Tyrann Mathieu, awesome in that secondary alongside Peterson. Carson Palmer's playing great, so I'm taking Arizona.
You know, Cleveland too has been a little interesting. They actually have, like I said, McCown's had a couple good numbers throughout a couple games, but Travis Benjamin, what's the Barnridge, the tight end?
Right, yeah.
These
I actually picked him up in fantasy. I got lucky. I was able to pick him up.
These guys have been in the top of the tier for both of their positions.
Yep.
So I mean, the Browns do have some players, but these players are not enough to stop Arizona. All right, now we're going to go to the pathetic AFC South where the Tennessee Titans play the Houston Texans. Now, this is a horrible game. They can't get it much worse than watching the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. But I would pick the Titans, but I do not know the status of Marcus Mariota.
Right.
And if Mettenberger's playing, I guess I have to take the Texans, but also the Texans don't have Arian Foster. So, you got a coin? You got a coin?
I mean, here's my take. Bill O'Brien's a really good coach, I think. And I think that after what happened last week against Miami, whatever they're doing in practice this week, he's going to get it fixed. He's going to get into those guys, and he's going to bring them out, and he's going to get them to play. Mariota, we don't know if he's going to play, like you said.
You know what else is interesting about Bill O'Brien, too? Romeo Crennel is their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And Romeo Crennel of Kansas City, I mean, he's had a couple good defenses in his career. It's amazing how even this Texan team on paper, I mean,
it's not even the coaching.
You got Cushing, you got Jonathan Joseph, you obviously have J.J. Watt, and even the young guy, Jadeveon Clowney, and they just can't get it done.
I'm taking Houston in this.
I'm taking it, too.
They're going to find a way to bounce back.
All right. Now, we're going over to the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. The Giants are on the road here against the Saints. Honestly, the Saints the last 2 weeks have been on fire. They really have. After a slow start, they're very under the radar right now. And the Giants, I mean, yes, they might have picked up a win. It was a very ugly win. But this week they're going 4.
Big win. It was a big win.
It was a big win, but this week they're going to drop to 4-4. The Saints are going to win this game. They move the ball very well. They've been running the ball great, and that's just helping out Drew Brees. And they're getting turnovers. They got that guy Bro, and who's the other corner? Bro, Breaux, Bro.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like bro, like what's up, bro?
I mean, they pronounce it Bro. I don't know how they got Bro out of Brooks.
That's a cool name.
It is a really cool name, and it's a great corner. And they also have Brandon Browner. I mean, they have some good guys in this defense. I like the Saints. Eli Manning and Odell Beckham haven't even been able to connect with each other the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I mean, that's true. The Giants have, I mean, they're showing different looks. They showed a 4 running back rotation last week against Dallas, which is a big surprise. I got New Orleans. They're good in that dome at home, down in the Superdome, and I just think they're going to take care of the Giants. JPP will be coming back in a couple weeks. I think the Giants are on a bye after this.
They need that. They need some type of pass rusher.
So I'm going to go with you with New Orleans on this one. I don't see the Giants.
All right. Now we have a division rivalry coming up here. Big Ben Roethlisberger is expected back. We have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Heinz Field to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is going to be, in my eyes, the second best game of the week. The best game in my eyes will be at 8:30 on Sunday night. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Bengals, Steelers, this is as good as it gets. Who do you got?
I got Cincinnati. They're just having a great year. I mean, so far they've had a great year. Big Ben, if he plays, I don't think he's going to be 100%. He's kind of rushing back from that knee injury. But this game could go. I really think it could go either way. Mike Tomlin's a heck of a coach, and they're always close games. These games are always close. Huge division rivalry, and for some reason, I think Cincinnati's going to pull it out.
I think so too. And right now, I think they have a 3-game lead on Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's 4-3, and I believe Cincinnati's 7-0. So with that being said, if they win this game, they basically lock up the division. Mm-hmm. Being up 4 games with more than halfway the season, that's a lot in football. So, and like you said, Big Ben's coming back from injury. He's not going to take that many snaps under center. They're going to be very cautious with him. It's going to be all Le'Veon Bell. They're going to try and use Le'Veon Bell as much as they can. I like Cincy here in this one. You like Cincy. Hopefully they win. All right, we're going to do San Fran, St. Louis. Next.
Why are we even picking this game? This is a boring one.
This
I'll
is
take
a
the
boring
Rams.
Game. I like the Rams. They have a good defense. And Todd Gurley is looking pretty good.
He is. I believe last week was the first game he played without that brace, and he looked more explosive than he was with the brace. And he already
Those
looked
cuts
good,
he made
so
up and down the field.
I'm taking the Rams. The
Me too.
49ers are a
49ers, we don't even need to talk about them.
Yeah.
They just explain themselves.
All right, next.
You know it's bad if St. Louis is an 8-point spread on you. That's how bad
Hey,
you
they
are.
have a good defense.
They
49ers
do have a good
are
defense. It's just the
trash.
49ers. Like last year or 2 years ago, they would have had an 8-point spread against St. Louis. All right, Jets, Oakland. Who you got here, Antonio? Jet expert here.
I'm taking the Jets.
Of course you are, because you're a Jet fan.
No, it's not just that. It's that after what they showed against New England, they showed that they can play with any team in the league. I mean, let's face it, they have some big injuries. Nick Mangold hurt his neck. He's not going to play in this game. Calvin Pryor, second-year safety, who's having a great year so far. He's not going to play with an ankle sprain. So the Jets, I mean, we saw what David Carr did last week against the Chargers. He lit them up all over the place. Amari Cooper's been a beast. But the Jets defense, they're going to find a way to stop that passing attack. They're going to force the Raiders to run the ball, and I think the Jets defense is going to carry them through this one.
I think it's going to be a very good game here. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Jets are going to be able to pull it out due to experience, and they just have a couple better players on offense. All right, we're going to go to Seattle and Dallas. We're at a 4:30 game.
This is a huge game. I wish Tony Romo was playing in this game because you remember last year up in Seattle, the Cowboys were able to go up there and beat them. Obviously, Seahawks coming to Dallas this time. I'm going to take the Seahawks. The Cowboys are Matt Castle's not a good quarterback.
No, he's not. He had one good year.
Right.
Seattle's going to win this game. They want to get back in the playoff hunt. They're under 500 right now. This is the game to do it, to get back, and they're just going to steamroll Dallas. Green Bay, Denver, Sunday Night Football. What a great game.
Battle of the undefeateds.
Yeah, Denver's.
This is going to be. Who do you think's going to stay undefeated?
You know what? Green Bay has been a little bit slow the last 2 weeks. They haven't looked that good, especially since Eddie Lacy has not been the Eddie Lacy of last year. He has not been carrying the same amount of load, and even Aaron Rodgers has slowed down.
Right.
And Peyton Manning is due. He is due for a big Peyton Manning game.
He's due for a pick six.
Well, that's every week.
Yeah,
so,
he's really struggled this year.
I don't know. I feel like Peyton Manning under Sunday Night Lights, he's gonna get it done.
Okay.
Indianapolis, Carolina.
I don't get to pick the game.
No, you don't get to pick the game.
I mean, let's all right. No. Listen, these teams are both coming off bye weeks. It's going to be a really close game. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for each other. I do have the Packers winning. Aaron Rodgers is too much of a beast. He's probably the greatest player in football right now, up there with Tom Brady, obviously. But I got the Packers winning.
All right, Monday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts against the Carolina Panthers. Andrew Luck's going to throw for a QB rating of 70 in this game, and the Panthers just going to steamroll him. That's it. That's enough I got to say.
All right. I mean, your boy Cam Newton's going to light it up again.
Kill Cam. Make sure you say it right.
I mean, look at what he did last week against Seattle. That was amazing. I'm sorry. That was his, that game just propelled him up to the top tier of NFL quarterbacks.
Absolutely. I think he's in the top 6 or 7 now.
Oh, I think he's top 5. You got to put him to. He's an MVP candidate the way he's been playing. Who's he throwing the ball to?
Devin Funchess.
Yeah, Funchess and Jericho Cotchery, who was good on the Jets like 8 years ago.
They're both very.
Benjamin towards
they're just
ACL.
Average receivers. Yeah.
They've got a good running game. Jonathan Stewart's been there forever.
Greggy Olsen.
Yeah, Greg Olsen, a nice tight end, but you can't throw the ball. You can't throw the ball to tight end every time.
Who you got though?
Oh, I got the Panthers. You got to get.
All right.
There's no way.
That's my free safety. I'm the strong safety, and we're playing in the cover 2 defense. Tune in next week.